Matchweek 35 in the books. Liverpool hold out at St. James Park while Man City go to Leeds and thrash them 4-0. Still a 1-point gap at the top in favor of City. Everton and Burnley fighting for their lives in the relegation zone. In the third spot, maybe not so secure for Chelsea. All that and everything for Matchweek 35. This is the Premiership Perusal Podcast.
Manchester City are still alive here. Balotelli, Aguero! Back, Fuchs, and the ball in behind Damian Vardy! It's 11! It's heaven for Jamie Vardy!
You are an ostrich. Well, your head must be in the sand. Is your head in the sand? Are you flexible enough to get your head in the sand?
Now the fans are shouting every week, Louis van Gaal's army! Louis van Gaal's army!
Feet after a fabulous start, the game just got away from you there.
I have nothing to say.
Nothing to say about the game at all.
Drama from day one! This is the league we want to watch!
Well, we got 3 match weeks left.
It's coming down to the end.
Sure is.
It's sad, but then you watch a team like Watford and you're like, okay, it's not sad. It can be a little over. We can take a little break.
There's definitely some teams that are just mailing it in for
Yes.
the last 5 or so games of the season.
And they're all over the board. Top of the table, middle of the table, bottom of the table.
Yeah, very true, very true. First game of the week, Newcastle.
2 teams not mailing it in.
Versus Liverpool. Yeah, 2 teams that still care. Liverpool trying to win the quadruple.
Yes.
Newcastle trying to win top half of the table.
Yes.
Trophy.
Which is more impressive. We all
True.
know this.
Yeah, true. Getting into the lineups for Newcastle: Dubravka, Schär, Target, Kraft, Dan Burn, Shelvey, Willock, Bruno G, Joelinton, ASM, and Miguel Almiron. For Liverpool: Alisson, Van Dijk, Gomez, Robertson, Matip, Milner, Keita, Henderson, Mane, Jota, and Luis Diaz. So some rotation coming out of Liverpool.
Mm-hmm.
Not too surprising with the big Champions League match.
Yeah.
Midweek. But getting into the game itself, good start for Liverpool.
Yeah.
Got off to a good start with the chance. Naby Keita, 7th minute, goes just wide from the corner.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of took Liverpool a little bit to establish themselves in terms of possession in this one, but once they did, it was around the 10-minute mark. It was always going to be interesting to see how Newcastle kind of held their shape.
Yeah, and it didn't take long for Liverpool to get the scoring started. 19th minute, Keita finishes off a nice goal.
Yeah, nice.
Great composure in the box.
Yeah, nice passing and patience out of Liverpool on that one. Schär injured in the build-up. Hard to give that one.
Yeah.
Can't expect him to play it out.
Right.
Sorry, Newcastle.
Yeah, for sure. It's
It wasn't a head injury, so the ref's not going to blow that one dead.
yeah, it's one teams I always complain about, but they're never going to blow that. So
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What do you want?
Yeah, no, I thought Liverpool had moments. They just looked dangerous on the counter, which you wouldn't really expect, because Newcastle didn't have the ball that much, but Liverpool really looking to push the pace as much as they could, because, I mean, once a team's settled in, it's obviously way harder to do anything. And Liverpool,
Yeah.
you know how they like to play, so. But Almiron, almost with a goal.
Almost.
Scores.
Yeah.
Offside.
So close.
It's a tough one.
Yeah.
And then your guy Dubravka, he was going head-to-head with Jota this game. A lot of one-on-ones, big saves. I felt like Dubravka got the best of Jota in this one.
Yeah, I would say so. Pretty important save there to stop it from going 2-0 into halftime in the 41st minute. Coming out, second half, Newcastle looked a bit better coming out there. Had some more attacking intent I suppose.
Yeah.
I'd say.
Yeah, they had a free kick early on in the half, and what James Milner got rocked by John Joe Shelby. Free kick right off the dome.
Yeah. But it didn't last very long, and then Liverpool kind of regained their momentum. Mane with a chance, and then Jota with another chance. Chris Wood has a good chance in the 77th minute, but the shot was pretty poor, straight at Alisson, and he was offside anyways.
He's the king of offside. Not really. I think it's Ronaldo this year, but Chris Wood feels like he's been offside 1,000 times more than anyone.
Yeah. And then Dubravka completes the hat trick of saves on Jota.
Yeah, big time. Big time.
Yeah, he was coming up clutch. Unfortunately, the offense couldn't reproduce.
Definitely would have been on the keeper. Would have been the keeper for team of the week, but unable to. If they're able to salvage a point, that would have been massive. But
yeah,
nonetheless, Salah at the end can't get the shot off.
Yeah, and that wraps it up. 1-0.
Yeah, Bruno had a chance to, but right at Alisson.
Yeah.
It was pretty tame second half in terms of chances.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, really just kind of that little flurry towards the end of the 78th, 77, 78, 79, in that area when Liverpool looked like they were threatening. Newcastle had a little bit of threatening action in there as well. So 1-0 win for Liverpool. They pick up the 3 points. It wasn't the best performance, but they got to rotate their squad. And
what else is new? Liverpool, they get it done.
That they did.
You can't bet against these guys. They're never gonna lose. They always pick up the result, even if the performance isn't good enough.
Yeah.
Although this was pretty
true.
good. Dubravka was just really amazing in this one, I thought. They could have easily had another, at least one or two, I felt like.
Yeah, for sure. And the goal they did score, they had to work
pretty hard for it, yeah. And it came down to chance. Keita had a nice shot between two guys, but could have easily been cleared off the line.
Yep.
So,
moving on into the next match, a big battle at the bottom of the table. That's right. We're talking about Watford versus Burnley.
Oh, you're going out of order. Should be Villa Norwich.
Yeah, but they were all at the same time.
Okay,
we'll savor a battle
That's how
at the bottom.
The whole time.
A battle at the bottom. That's right. We're talking about Aston Villa versus.
Yeah, it's still applicable. That's the main thing.
Villa is getting closer to the bottom as we speak.
They're sinking. The lineups: Emi Martinez, Matty Cash, Tyrone Mings, Callum Chambers, Lucas Digne, John McGinn, Philippe Coutinho, Leon Bailey, Jacob Ramsey, Tim.
Big ups, Tim. We can't say your last name, but
yeah, the new guy, they got him from West Brom.
Arogbenham.
Ollie Watkins rounded out for Villa. As far as Norwich go, you know who's in net. We got Kroll, Aarons, Byram, Hanley, Williams, Gilmore, Dowell, Norman, Rashica, Lees Malou, and Taimu Pukki. Starting off, both teams creating some half chances early, just not really taking them. And that just kind of goes to show the quality of attack these teams possess right now.
Yeah.
Best chance that comes early is a shot that is tipped onto the bar from Tim Kroll. It's a belter from John McGinn. What else is new? That's what he's out there to do. I mean, Martinez had a nice save on Milo Rashica as well, so a little bit of a goalkeeper duel on when the chances do come. Big turning point of the game. Leon Bailey gets hurt. Danny Ings, he comes on, the super sub. What does he do? He just pings a ball. Absolute dime from Danny Ings right onto Watkins. Nice little rip. It's kind of frustrating, though, when you watch something like that. Just shows the potential Villa have, specifically on the counter, but just their attack in general.
Yeah, for sure. Also on that one, tough slip by Mr. Brandon Williams, a little Stevie G-esque on that one. Oof. But, yeah, it was a nice ball. Nice Nice control by Watkins to get
Mm-hmm.
it and then get the shot off and score. Coming into this season, you would have thought these two would have been linking up a lot more than they did this season.
Yeah. I don't know. It just kind of felt out of sorts, too, and then you kind of amplified it by sacking Dean Smith.
Yeah,
Still don't know if that was 100% necessary, but we'll see.
yeah.
Great headed chance from Norwich. Nice little cross, great headed pass, and the header from Brandon Williams just goes high.
He nearly righted his wrongs.
He almost did.
The redemption tour, but
But
it goes
he-
into halftime 1-0.
He does not, and it's 1-0.
Yep.
Second half, Villa, couple early chances through on net through Ramsey and Digne. I thought Digne, I don't think they signed him to play well against Norwich, but he did play well in this game, probably one of, if not his best games.
Yeah.
They might need him to play like this against virtually everyone, not just Norwich.
Yeah, it's been tough the way that he's been kind of in and out of the side so far due to injury to get a consistent run of form, but
Well, then you shouldn't spend 30 mil on Luca Digne, who's constantly hurt.
he does seem to make an impact when he's on the field.
Danny Ings, couple chances, one blocked, and then one goes off the post. Villa's attack, pressing it in the second half. Norwich somewhat holding up, I guess. They weren't doing as well this game with block shots as they were the last handful of games, I felt like. But yeah, I just kind of felt like neither team was really all that sharp, even though Villa looked better in attack.
Yeah.
It still didn't feel like it was that great. Potential Digne handball, not called for Norwich. Not really a turning point in this, but I guess if they get that pen, you never know.
Could have been, potentially.
Villa, best chance at the end through Buendia, Ramsey, and then finally Ings makes it 2-0.
Yeah,
So
nice
a goal
turn.
and assist for Danny Ings. Good performance, I guess, out of him.
2-0.
But for Villa, still a little lackluster.
Yeah, it wasn't the best, but it was something at least.
Sometimes even just getting a win will spark
Yeah.
something for you, you know. Whereas, I mean, if you're just constantly drawing and stuff, even if it's against good teams, you still feel, you don't feel that relief that winning does.
Yeah.
Whereas Villa now beating Norwich, sending Norwich down.
Yeah, it's official. Due
Get-
to other results that we'll get to,
Get the hell out of our face, Norwich.
Norwich
Get out of town.
completes the second half of the yo-yo. They go on the downward
up and
yo.
down and up and down.
And yeah, it was
Right
a season.
Right now, unless Norwich gets some wins, which I guess could happen out of nowhere, me and Sam will be 1-for-1 in our Premier League table rankings that had Norwich at the bottom to start the season.
Who could have possibly guessed that? I mean, that's
A lot of people didn't. So
That's true, but
a lot of people thought Norwich.
real intellectuals know that Norwich was going to be terrible.
I knew that the Norwich would
Our
be a
listeners.
terrible.
Our listeners would know right away. They say Norwich, they suck. They go up and down every year.
Imagine if they had Farka the whole year. They would have been relegated 7 weeks ago.
They would have been like that Aston Villa side from a few years ago,
Yeah.
where they were just so
They would have been
bad,
in that Villa/Derby territory of just like
Yeah.
some of the worst teams of all
like
time.
record-setting.
Yeah.
They weren't far off it, to be honest. They were god awful. Yeah. So,
Next
anyways,
match,
game.
we got Crystal Palace and Southampton, St. Mary's.
The Hank Derby.
It truly is. It truly is. To the lineups we
Lineups.
go.
Almost skipped the lineups.
Read them, Sammy.
For Southampton, in net, big man, boss man.
Frage.
Frage, big Frage, big Frage. He's
Frage.
tall. He's in goal. Back four, KWP, Perot, Salisu, Bednarak in the midfield, Romeo, Ward-Prowse, Redmond, and Tella up front. The evergreen Shane Long getting back-to-back
The
starts.
Irishman.
I think Mr.
Hans.
Mr. Hans has lost his mind.
Why does he keep putting Shane Long out there? I think it'd
I
be better if
don't
you
know.
put Willie Caballero out there.
I think Hasenhüttl has just lost the plot. Pairing up with Che Adams for Crystal Palace. Guaito, Joel Ward, Gahey, Anderson, Klein, Schlupp, MacArthur, Gallagher, Ayew, Eze, and Jean-Philippe Mateta.
Well, we told these teams in the middle, it's like, kind of see what you got. And Hasenhüttl's really doing that by throwing Shane Long out there constantly. He's like, I got to see. I want to see for myself.
Getting some resale value out of Shane Long.
1 goal in 36 Premier League appearances. I got to see what we got.
Yeah.
Yeah, Southampton's back in this one. Fast start.
It's all because Oriol Romeo listened to the podcast. He said, you know what I need to do? I need to be able to head the ball from corners. Ninth minute, he does just that.
Yes, early goal. James Ward-Prowse free kick cleared for a corner, the ensuing corner, then headed home by Oriol Romeo. Yeah, it's about time you listen to us.
Yeah.
You bum.
Come on.
You bum.
Come on.
Palace kind of begin to push forward fast against the Southampton D. Gallagher had a really good chance in this one, but put it wide.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could have been better. Southampton take the game back a bit, 20 to 25 minute stretch. At the 20th to 25th minute stretch, forcing their 5th corner of the game at that time. But after that, it was kind of more back and forth. Not many chances in the first half.
Yeah, it wasn't super convincing out of Southampton, especially after taking
But
that early lead.
That's Southampton. That's why I said they're back. They get the early lead. They play well for about 20 minutes, and then it fades.
Yeah, Palace forced her into a save from Mateta, 25th minute. And then just before halftime, 43rd minute, Ayew has a nice attempt from the corner, saved again by Forster. So Forster keeping Southampton in the game. Palace building. You can feel it coming.
See, this is what Ayew does. He takes his little pop shots that aren't actually going to go in, so it just adds to his shots per goal tally, and then he can pop one in against Arsenal for no reason.
That's
every
true.
30 goals, or every 30 shots, rather.
Yeah.
Halftime, 1-0. Early start to the second half, Palace come out strong, pushing for the equalizer, and Palace have their goal. Etse, great to see him back.
Yeah, first goal in 11 months. Nice ball from Klein across. Hits him first time, right through the legs of Mr. Big Frage.
Yeah, he was.
It's tough to see.
He was at he was at a loss. He couldn't believe it. He went 5-0 on him. He's like,
You never expect the 5-0.
no one ever does. Game kind of evened out a bit after the goal. Southampton definitely looked better for a little stretch after that. Kind of bit of a wake-up call, but I don't know, kind of just fades. They have like 1 or 2 chances in attack, but I mean, besides, those, they didn't have much really going for them.
Yeah. Yeah, interesting note. 67th minute, it appeared that Mr. Oriol Romeo fouled Conor Gallagher in the box, but nothing was given.
No, that was tough. That's tough for Mr. Gallagher. He's not getting the bounces right now.
Yeah, I thought that was a penalty.
Both defenses kind of just cautious of the through ball out of the second half too, especially since both strikers on each side were just playing right on the shoulder. Just
Yeah, you got to watch out for Shane Long. He'll get you. He'll get you.
then at the end of the game, Palace really kind of pinning Southampton deep, and Wilf with, honestly, I don't think it's much of a world-class play out there.
Mm-hmm.
The turn, with the little touch away, the turn, the rocket, bottom corner. There's nothing Mr. Forster's doing about that.
Yeah, that was awesome. What an end to the game.
The Wilf walk-off.
Yes,
That's the name of the pod right there, the Wilf walk.
the Wilf walkout. Yeah, it was interesting to see. He was playing more of a central role in this game.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it worked out decently. Obviously, he scored the winner. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I was thinking about that during the game. It's like, yeah, a lot of times he's getting the ball and he's kind of in a tough spot, tight angles.
Yeah, a lot of times he's wide and has to get it central. Mm-hmm. Sometimes he's able to do that because he's really good this year, but sometimes it's like he knows he's not going to get there, so he just takes a shot. It's like not a great one, but it's not like terrible.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So Palace pick up all 3 points.
First comeback win for Palace this season.
Crazy to hear that stat.
And Southampton blowing more points at home. It's truly
not the first time.
Truly unbelievable. But good result for Palace. Moving on, Sam's favorite game of the week that he wanted to talk about so bad.
Yes, it was the best game of the week. And we're talking this time about Watford versus Burnley.
Did you actually like this game?
Yeah, I liked it because I knew what was going to happen. I could feel it in my bones.
I knew it would happen last week, and then you told me to change. You told me to change my pick. To the lineups: Ben Foster, Kamara, Femenia, Samir, Kabasele, Loza, Sissoko, Kuchka, Pedro.
Vote for Pedro.
Ismail Yassar, Emmanuel Dennis. For Burnley, Pope, Taylor, Tarkovsky, Roberts, Collins, Cork, Brownhill, McNeil, Lennon, Voot, and Mati Vidra.
All right, so getting into this game for the second time this episode. Watford.
They're lively.
I mean, we've seen this before. They pop up sometimes and they're like, Watford looking pretty good. 8th minute in, get the early goal. Kuchka shot hits off the post and then hits off Tarkovsky for the comical own goal.
Yeah, I had Watford have a bar down goal, parentheses, sort of. That was great. Yeah, if Watford can hold possession early, the only problem is they can never win the ball and hold possession early.
Yeah, they looked great in the first 15 minutes, but then afterwards, 16th minute chance for Burnley. Josh Brownhill has a go from range. Goes just wide.
Yeah, I felt Burnley's midfield was just asleep very early on in that, until that 15 to 20 minute mark, and then they started to wake up.
Yeah, it was almost in maybe an element of surprise. Burnley weren't quite expecting the energy out of Watford.
Yeah. Big chance for João Pedro. In behind. Skies it. I've been thinking about this. Are we sure Watford's young guys are good? Are we sure?
No, I don't think so.
Sarr and João Pedro.
Yeah.
They did well for him last year, and they had moments when they went down the first time in the Premier League, but I don't know. It feels like they get plenty of breakaways, or even like just numbers on a counter, and it just is shit.
Yeah, I've been especially disappointed in Sarr.
Yeah, he's going to be in the top 5 opinion shifters.
Yeah.
End of season podcast.
Yeah.
Burnley chance for blast from the edge of the box. They really didn't have many good chances in the first half. It got better in the second half, but I felt like Watford's defense was kind of limiting them this time. And, that's the thing with Watford too, is like once in a while you'll get a good performance out of a guy like Kuchka and stuff, and then that's the wild card thrown in there too when they hold possession. And you get a guy that actually looks good, and you're like, are we going to lose to Watford?
I think the real thing that spurred on Watford's fast start to the game was Roy Hodgson's awesome sunglasses.
Oh my gosh.
What a legend.
He's like the English Joe Biden with the aviators, and then Roy speaking Italian to Cabasele or whoever, or Samir.
Yeah.
He's got those sunglasses on.
That's right.
He's a cool guy.
It's got the drip, as the kids say.
Almost a pen for Burnley, but it was a close free kick, edge of the box.
Yeah,
wasted.
Very close.
Watford pouring on the chances towards the end of the first half, including a shot off the post. I thought Watford did a better job too as the half went on, especially going wide and exploiting the wide spaces against Burnley, using their pace. But that kind of dried up in the second half. Yeah. Second half, Collins had a nice chance to open the half. Sam was screaming, "If that's Ben Mee,
Ben Mee scores. Ben Mee scores that. Mike Jackson scores that.
Mike Jackson subs himself on.
Yeah, Nate Collins was really going for the goal tally this season, rattling off a couple.
Yeah, he knows that he's their best chance to keep him up.
Throw him up top.
Kuchka and Dennis have some chances early on in the second half, but then Watford begin to be pinned more in their own half. Foster, amazing save off the corner, pushed onto the bar. And then we get our goal. We get the goal. Sam's guy, Jack Cork, diving header.
Cork.
Oof. Nice ball in from Mr. Taylor, too.
Yeah, that was really nice. They just kind of lost track of Charlie Taylor coming in, and then he was able to pick
then
that
they
ball
definitely
out.
lost track of Jack Cork because he was wide open back post.
Yeah, for sure. And you just felt that after that goal, a second one was coming because it was all Burnley.
Yeah.
And it only took a few minutes, and the winner came through Mr. Josh Brownhill. After Watford failed to clear the set piece, he has a go from kind of the edge of the box, and it makes its way through to the back of the net.
That all came down to just poor clearances from Watford.
Yeah, absolutely. They had maybe two or three chances to
just
clear
swings
the ball.
It got like no power on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Watford's in that Norwich tier for me now, where it's you gotta go away for a while. I don't want to see you.
Yeah.
You hurt my feelings. When you had Deeney and Pereira and stuff, it was tolerable. You were making attempts to get better. This is just disgusting, and I need you gone.
We thought it was going to be better with guys like Joe Pedro and Ismail Yassar.
Yeah.
But
if they didn't have Dennis this year.
Yeah, and even he went on a long stretch of
doing
not
nothing.
scoring.
Well, the problem with that is I think they had him central when he was doing well, and then they're like, well, we have no creativity out wide now. So they're like, well, put him out wide. And he's just on an island. And then he just lost his form entirely.
Yeah.
So even Watford ruined Mr. Manuel Dennis. But no, they can go away for a while. They're in that Norwich, Swansea, West Brom tier. I don't need to see you guys for a good while.
Bring up a new team that hasn't been up for a while.
Yeah, let me get some fresh.
I would throw Bournemouth in that tier.
Yeah. It
Unfortunately.
depends how Bournemouth, if they come back. They're not quite there for me yet because Scott Parker's at least a good manager. I liked him at Fulham.
Yeah, and they have Kiefer Moore, who I'm a big fan of.
But that is brought down by the fact they have Dominic Solanke, who is very, very bad in the Premier League.
Absolutely swindled by Liverpool.
Jordan Ibe, Dominic Solanke.
Not cool. Not cool.
Who's Liverpool going to drop on Bournemouth this time?
Probably.
Curtis Jones, 45 mil.
He's on, isn't he on like Fulham or something? Or
who?
Curtis Jones. He went on loan.
Well, he'll come back and then.
Or maybe it was to Swansea. I don't know.
Well, he's coming back for Liverpool, and they're going to sell him to Bournemouth.
Yeah. There needs to be someone who's more like meme tier that they just dump on.
Shimikas?
Shimikas is actually pretty good, though.
Oh.
He's pretty good.
Yeah.
He's pretty good.
He's kind of.
He's
got a lot of guys
Robertson
around.
light.
Well, that's not hard. I mean, these Robertson and Alexander-Arnold. Okay, we're gonna move on to the next game, but
Hank's gonna lose all our fan base. All the Liverpool fans are gonna be like, "What?"
I think that it's a little. No one talks about it, but they're a little kind of just cross merchant.
Well,
kind of,
yeah.
And the defense isn't quite there, which most people say, but it's not as bad as a lot of people, like Man U fans and stuff, will act like they can't defend at all, which isn't true.
Well, there's a reason that Alexander-Arnold doesn't get into the England side. It's because they play like a completely different setup than Liverpool does. It's kind of like Man City. You have players that end up being so specialized for your formation.
Yeah. Speaking of specialized, this was a special result because they came out of absolutely nowhere. We're talking Brighton and we're talking Wolves. We got Saw, Bully, Cody, Seiss, Ait, Nouri, Neve, Semedo, Montinho, Dendonker, Silva, Hwang, Hee, Chan. Brighton. Sanchez, Kukurea, Dunk, Veltman, Basuma, Trossard, March, Caicedo, McAllister, Mwepu, Welbeck. It kind of feels like Brighton know their 11 guys now. Yeah. It's quite unfortunate that there's 3 games left in the year, but at least you have your guys.
Took him about
Well, they had him for a good
3
chunk.
weeks of the season.
It took him for a good chunk, and then Graham Potter lost it, and now he's found it, and he's like, oh, it's over?
I think
Graham Potter's going to be looking around at the end of the year, be like, wait, no, there's 5 more games left.
yeah, championship season where they have like 48 games. I think the biggest surprise in this one was the fact that Ruben Neves was in the lineup. I thought he was done for the season.
No. Not when Bruno Lage is out here.
Throw him out.
He
there.
might be one of the most mysterious managers that we've had in like the last 10 years in the Premier League.
He is pretty mysterious. Getting into the game. Open start to the game.
Mainly for Brighton.
A lot of Brighton, yes.
They're playing
it
fast.
has to be said. They look kind of like start of the season Brighton,
Yeah.
where they look pretty good. They were moving the ball around, actually.
Yes.
And Mwepu has an early chance, 8th minute. It gets saved by Jose Sa.
Yeah, I mean, it was open, but I don't know. For Wolves' attack, it just seemed out of sorts and sloppy.
Kind of
just-
how it's been.
Yeah, they break really well, and then they get to like not necessarily the final third, because sometimes it's just right before the final third too. But it just kind of like breaks down for some reason.
Yeah.
I'm not sure why. I don't know if it's personnel or tactics. I feel like it's slightly more personnel because I really don't believe in a lot of these guys on this team.
Yeah.
But it's something that has to be fixed going into next year. Because Wolves have to be probably the least efficient. I haven't looked at any stats. They got to be one of the least efficient counterattack teams.
Yeah. And
Because it looks good and they have a bunch of chances because they can win the ball, and then they just like fall flat on their face.
and they've scored one of the lowest amount of goals.
True,
in the
that
league.
that too, of course. But if you're just looking, not even resulting in a goal, but they at least get like a shot or something, I still feel like even then, pretty poor. Mm-hmm. So, handball on Saiz.
Yeah. What were your thoughts on that one?
My thoughts are what was going through his mind.
Yeah, he leaned into that one.
I don't know what that was. Is the quick like chicken wing just flip the arm up and he's looking around like no one knows.
No one saw that.
No one knows.
No need to review that.
And he's like, oh, thank God, it's going out for a corner. And then they're like VAR check. He's like, oh,
Oh,
beat of sweat goes down his head.
oh my word.
Good for him. The pen wasn't converted because Alex McAllister hits the post. Jose Sa, big save on Trossard in this half. Jose Sa coming up big, as always.
Yeah. But then we have a little deja vu. This time Danny Welbeck gets in behind, and he's tripped by Mr. Willie Bolly. And it's another penalty.
Danny Welbeck in form might be a top 5 attacker in the Premier League.
You know, he's pretty dangerous on the counter.
I think the last, if you just keep it, when I mean in form, I mean last like 3 games. Is it a large sample size?
No.
No. Is it in form and accurate that he might be top 5? He very well may be right now.
Yeah. So they go back to the well. They say, McAllister, you're on pen duty still.
Yeah.
But this time, rips it, scores.
Lost his mind. Barely scored. Saw almost saved it, and
Yeah,
he
almost
lost his
saved.
mind, screaming at the Wolves fans.
Yeah. That was probably more relief than anything because missed 2 of them, and that's a rough go.
Oh yeah, that's brutal. You're not coming back if you miss 2.
Yeah. Goes into halftime 1-0. Second half was all Brighton.
Oh, it was all Brighton. If the first half was mainly 90% Brighton, this was 100% Brighton.
Yeah. Wolves could at least like get out of their half in the
Yeah.
first half and try and counter, but
This midfield by Brighton this game was so dangerous.
yeah, they were just
Basuma,
it's-
great game.
Yeah, it seems like when they actually put guys around Basuma, then it just works so much better.
I think, when we talk about like the modern player and he's kind of just good at everything, he's like pretty athletic, a lot of versatility. I think you're like the ideal guy might be a dude like Mwepu, who just like kind of pops up and attack every once in a while, takes his chances pretty decently,
Yeah.
has some has a good work rate getting back on defense and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, he's just kind of really well balanced. He's just like a C plus B minus at like everything.
Right. Yeah, I feel like the Brighton midfield, they all kind of gel because they all are kind of like similar caliber, but they work together and they kind of have one common objective.
Yeah. It also helps when Leo Trossard finally starts popping off again.
That's true. Brighton get their second goal, and they break well through Danny Welbeck. Finds Trossard, making the nice run. Trossard says goodbye to Mr. João Moutinho
Goodbye.
and gets a shot off. Scores. To double the
Scores.
lead. And then Brighton cap it off just to add a third, just a little insult to injury. Basuma, nice goal from outside the box. Wolves really struggling to handle the counterattack.
Yeah,
from
great
Brighton.
run by Cucurella, who is also fantastic in this game. Fantastic.
Yeah, he was named as king of the match.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what. Mr. Neto with the chance in garbage time on the counterattack and rings one off the post.
Mm-hmm.
What'd I tell you? Wolves, very inefficient on the counter.
Very inefficient.
Finishes 3-0. Amazing result for Brighton. Wolves, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know. The Chelsea-Wolves game, there might not be a game. No one might show up. It might be like 6v5.
The ball just sits there.
Yeah, it just kind of, and like someone's laying around. Mason Mount touches the ball like twice, dribbles, and then that's it.
All right, we're going to agree no one goes in each other's box.
Hey, you can dribble the ball, but make sure you ain't near a box.
You can pop a shot from 35 yards out, but don't put it close.
Yeah, that's when Timo Werner grabs the ball, rips it, and hits the post anyways when no one's trying.
Timo Werner can score his hat trick of offside goals.
Well, speaking of not even, there's no transition. It's Leeds and City.
Yes.
I was going to say hat trick of, I don't know. Wasn't really a hat trick of good goals or crap goals.
They were goals.
They were goals.
They sure were. The
A hat
ball
trick,
went in the
a
net.
hat trick plus one of goals. City leads to the lineups.
For Leeds, Meslier, Ayling, Firpo, Koch, Stuart Dallas, Stroik, Rafinha, Jack Harrison, Calvin Phillips, Click, and up front, Rodrigo. For City, Ederson, Diaz, Ake, Laporte, Cancelo, Sterling, Gundogan, Grealish, Rodri, Phil Foden, and Gabby Jesus.
Gabby Jesus.
So very similar.
The only man better than Danny Welbeck in the world.
Yeah, true. Very similar to Liverpool in the rotation aspect for Man City.
Yes.
Obviously having the Champions League semifinal as well.
Maybe they should have just played them. They would have been ready for the 90th minute pressure cooker situation.
Yeah, they took the fat L. Leeds get off to a good start. Great chance in the third minute. Cancelo.
Stevie G.
Yeah, that was a real Stevie G slip. But luckily for them, they had Rodrigo getting the ball, and he's absolute crap and did nothing with the ball.
Okay. It was Rafinha.
No, Rodrigo got the ball from the slip and then passed to Rafinha. I mean, they both were terrible.
I don't blame Rodrigo nearly as much as I blame Rafinha.
Rodrigo waited so long, and it was just...
No, Rafinha. We
It was
put that
not
on
good.
Rafinha. He
Both
was
of
chased
them.
down by Gundogan.
Yeah, Rodrigo.
No, that was Rafinha.
Well, maybe it was because Rodrigo could have played the ball sooner.
Well,
I don't know.
he got chased down.
Trust
you
my
don't
notes.
don't get chased down. Don't get chased down by Gundogan.
Everyone vote in the comments section. Who's worse, Rodrigo or Rafinha?
Well, Rodrigo's definitely worse, but in this case,
I think Rafinha's been pretty overrated this season.
I think if they could flip him for 50 mil, they'll have to.
Dude, I would drive him to Barcelona myself for 50 million.
Yeah, well, you know.
I think you get like 25 for him.
No, you get more than that. If you have one good year, people can coast off that for a while.
Yeah, and then
You just can't hold
didn't
on
watch
to him too
him
long.
this season.
Yeah, exactly. Well, look at Barcelona the last like 5 to 10 years. And their signings. Dembele, Griezmann, Coutinho. You should drive them there. They'll give you 50 mil and you'll drive them
I
there.
guess so.
Yeah, great ball in the set piece by Foden to Rodri.
Yeah, that was fantastic ball.
Phil Foden, fantastic this game. Leeds, some possession in the first half, but couldn't make the most of it, only generating really one or two chances, I thought. Leeds with a giveaway, and almost gave the ball to... they did give the ball to Tap-In Merchant for a free goal, but can't get a shot off.
Yeah, got it blocked. I have in my notes the highlight of the first half was all the paper signs that the Leeds fans were throwing onto the field.
That was pretty great, especially when they're throwing them at Jack Grealish and he's turning around, picking them up and stuff. That was funny.
It's got to be such a classic Leeds thing to do.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what we should do? We should give the fans, they'll hold up the sign, it'll spell out a word, and then...
Yeah.
Oh, no. They're throwing their signs onto the field. Oh God, there's so many. It's just
that was so good.
Freaking
a whole row
garbage bin worth of
that
paper
was
everywhere. Hilarious.
Never changed Leeds.
Never changed.
Second half, City start the half with a counterattack, ends in a poor Gucci Grealish shot. You just can't seem to get it going. And then another set piece goal. Your guy, Nathan Ake, he's the Leeds killer out here. What is his problem? What is this guy's problem against Leeds? Nice pass by Diaz, too.
Yeah.
Header.
Yeah.
Over.
71st minute, Hank's guy, Rafinha. Chance gets deflected, goes over on the counterattack.
You know never to listen to Sam because I have self-proclaimed my guys.
And then 78th minute, who other than Gabriel Jesus coming to the party, making
He's
it 3.
popping.
Phil Foden, nice ball.
Phil Foden's just finding everyone out here.
Yeah. Dan James has a good chance. I mean,
Yeah,
the game was pretty much over.
Goal line clearance.
Goal line clearance. Joe Gelhardt has a shot saved by Ederson.
Yes.
And then
the fourth for Mr. Fernandinho.
Then Fernandinho with the send-off goal.
I don't know.
As his City career comes to an end from outside the box. Yeah,
truly out of nowhere.
Yeah, that was pretty random.
So good for that guy.
Yeah.
Yo, shout out.
Ciao.
Big Upsford.
Shout out Bigford. Big Dino.
Big Dino.
Always raided him. Big Dino.
Finishes 4-0.
The Fern.
The Fern.
He's fresh. Fresh
yes.
like a fern. Scores curlers like a fern.
Oh my gosh.
This podcast is just...
It's fantastic. What do you want?
It's falling into chaos.
Memes.
Yeah.
Yeah, Leeds. I don't know. I'm scared for Leeds.
Yeah, we thought they were going to be safe, and then it's like, oh,
I don't know.
Don't look at the table now.
Don't look at the table. Don't look at their opponents, for the love of God.
Don't look at Burnley going 4 wins in a row.
Yeah, don't look at Everton just coming out of nowhere. Speaking of Everton.
We
got Chelsea.
Yeah.
We got Everton.
We're just in that transition like a freaking...
Yeah.
Just
we
hard
hit
slap like the slap to Leeds.
After how bad the Leeds City transition was, there was no transition.
This was a slap in the face to Leeds looking at the table.
Pickford, Holgate, Mina, Iwobi, Mikolenko, Coleman, Delph, Gray, Ducare, Gordon, Richarlison for Chelsea, Mendy, Rudiger, Silva, Dave, Alonso, Jorginho, Loftus-Cheek, James, Werner, Mount, Havertz. Everton get going early. They got a chance. Anthony Gordon, nice run, gets fouled. Free kick action.
Yeah,
it was off.
Right away.
But it was right away. They had it going.
Set the tempo.
Yeah. But then that tempo kind of faded because it was just one of those games where, Chelsea were mainly holding the ball, not doing much when they had it.
It wasn't too...
It wasn't full on what it used to be, it has been from Chelsea because Everton did a little better than some other teams, but it was still, it kind of had that feel to it.
Yeah, kind of. It felt like Chelsea was in possession, but they still have that element of like they don't really care that much. And I thought the game was kind of similar to the Everton-Liverpool game where, like, yeah, Liverpool was possessing the ball for
Yeah, but it was going
a
nowhere.
large chunk. And then Everton would have some decent chances on the
Yes.
counterattack off of some good pressing.
Yeah, that's like people shitting on Everton doing that against Liverpool. This is exactly why you do that. It's
Yeah,
like,
it's
what
like
else
their
are you
only
going
way.
to do?
Yeah.
Yeah, just park the bus entirely and have Anthony Gordon
Mm-hmm.
and Richarlison and Demario Gray run every once in a while.
And really, it's genius because you're forcing Chelsea to actually try and put effort into the match.
Yeah, and they're like, no.
All right, we'll chuck some balls to Kai Havertz and he'll miss
Yes.
every single freaking one of them.
Mount comes close on a blast out of nowhere. That's probably Chelsea's best
Yeah,
chance of the half, I guess. Halftime, 0-0. Right out the gates. Chelsea still asleep somehow in the second half. Dave with a massive giveaway.
oof.
Massive giveaway. And Richarlison, the man who can't finish, finishes on, well, Gray scores it, but, Richarlison making it happen.
No. Richarlison scored.
Gray won it off him?
No, Richarlison
Won it off.
Dave, and then the ball fell to Gray, and Gray passed to Richarlison,
Yes.
who scored.
Yes.
Yes.
I tried to block this game out from my memory.
It wasn't the most beautiful goal you'll ever see.
No.
And
But then they followed it up
Yeah.
with Mikolenko. Had a chance. Wide open, one-on-one.
and there's a reason why he is a fullback.
Yes, he absolutely skies it. Chelsea, counting their lucky stars. They respond with a bunch of chances.
Yeah.
I think the best one had to be the Mount shot off both posts. Rebounds to
Dave.
Dave. The shot saved by Pickford. Pickford going out of his mind.
Yeah, Pickford, this is just going to be
Pickford's
one of
kind
those
of a
games.
Pickford's kind of a big game player.
Yeah, he really is.
Don't sleep on him having 2 penalty saves. No, it was 2. It wasn't 3 in the Euro final.
Yeah. Especially he gets that England buff. Oof.
Yes. Rudiger back post stonewalled by Pickford.
Yeah, point blank.
Yeah, there
Crazy.
wasn't much Rudiger was going to do with that one. Still mainly Chelsea, but as Sam said, Everton still a threat on the counter every once in a while. Pickford, big save on Ruben Loftus-Cheek blast, which was really out of nowhere. It looked like it might have been dipping in.
Yeah.
And then Chelsea end the game. Great chance through Kovacic, denied by Pickford. Thought Kovacic could have had a little better of a shot.
Yeah, for sure. He was in a good space there, but
Finishes 1-0. Everton doing the double over Chelsea.
oh boy.
Chelsea want Everton to stay up. They said, this will be our good karma. We'll let you win, so you stay up, and then we'll beat you for eternity.
This is repayment for swindling us on Ross Barkley. Something I thought Everton did really good in this game. In the first half, they would almost double team Reece James. They realized, Chelsea's best form of offense is just through Reece James.
Yeah. No, yeah, they definitely did a good job of isolating him, making sure he couldn't do much, or that they really couldn't do anything on that right-hand side.
Yeah.
And that's why, their one chance in the first half kind of came through. Mount was on the left side and was out of nowhere. So, finishes 1-0. Fat Frank repays his club. He says, thank you. Give a big homage to my club, Chelsea.
Yeah,
Let
true.
me stay up. Make me look like less of a fraud than if I go down to Burnley.
Yeah.
And Mike Jackson.
Mike Jackson. Oh, man, it's really
It's
heating up. Oh,
It's heating up.
It's anybody's game, really.
2
crazy.
spots, 3 teams. Because no one else. Who's above Leeds? Villa?
Well,
No, Villa won.
Right now, Leeds
Southampton. I think it's a 4-point gap. We're going to look this up real quick.
Yeah, we got
Southampton, 6 points ahead of Burnley.
Yeah,
I thought it's even bigger than I thought. So it's really just
it's a 3-team race.
Yeah.
between Burnley, Leeds, and Everton. Burnley sitting at 34 points after 34 games played. Leeds, 34 games played, 34 points, below on goal differential by a large margin. And
How about the fact Palace is in the bottom half of the table with a plus goal differential? I don't want to hear that Palace are worse this year than last year. I've seen some people saying stuff like that.
That's crazy.
And it's my role as manager of the Palace fan club to freak out on these people.
Yeah. Everton in 18th, but they have a game in hand. 2 points back from safety with all to play for. Moving on to the next.
We're moving on to the next game.
I was going to say moving on to a game that doesn't really matter, but
it does.
It does matter for Tottenham.
Oh, it mattered. No, for Leicester.
Leicester on their tour of games that they really can't be bothered to play in because they only care
I
about
think we're at
the
a point where it's
Conference
like
League.
I can't remember like half the teams just like looking like they really don't care to play. Maybe it's not half, but it's at least a quarter, if not more. It's probably like a third.
Well, I think, when you get teams like Leicester and West Ham going far in Europe, that's kind of a rarity.
But even like Chelsea can't be bothered.
Chelsea, I feel like
I don't know.
It's got to be the X factor of
the thing hanging over the club too.
And then you have all these old guys who are potentially leaving.
Might
the club.
be leaving, yeah.
So it's kind of weird.
But then there's like Watford doesn't want to play.
Yeah, Watford. I don't know. There's something. There's something else. Anyways, moving on to this match. Tottenham versus Leicester. I know lineups.
Lloris, Romero, Dyer, Davies, Højbjerg, Royale, Sessegnon, Betancourt, Son, Kane, Lucas Moura. For Leicester, Schmeichel, Soyuncu, Amarte, Castagna, Albrighton, Perez, Mendy, Thomas, Soumare, Iheanacho, and Daka. Tell you what, this game, first 20 minutes or so, was exactly what I thought. Just kind of like back and forth and very conservative from both sides. And not a whole lot going on in terms of chances.
Yeah, not too surprising with the that lineup that Leicester put out. I really didn't expect much out of that.
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of just like defense, a very defensive midfield, and then you had the two attackers. Mm-hmm. Although Iheanacho's kind of dropped back a little more times.
Yeah. Tottenham open up the scoring. 22nd minute. Mr. Harry Kane. Absolute bullet header on the corner. I would say it was kind of against the run-up play. I mean, Leicester weren't looking great, but they at least were holding the ball decently.
Yeah, they had that one chance, I guess. It was like squared from the wing and like made its way on the ground like through the middle of the box. And I think Daka hit the
off
post.
the post, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but really poor again from Leicester to concede from another set piece. That's been their Achilles heel. This season, just conceding so many goals from set pieces.
Yeah. Yeah, there's not much to say.
Yeah.
It's internal at that point. They need to sack whatever coach is in charge of their set piece routines.
That they do. Not much else in the first half. Just before halftime, almost a good chance for Tottenham as Kasper Schmeichel comes running out, realizes he's very slow.
The collision.
Gets nowhere near the ball, and it just completely misses the ball.
Yeah, and it felt weird because like half the players were like still playing while Schmeichel's like laying on the ground. He's like trying to run back to goal. Kane was going for a shot, but it got like blocked.
It was a mess. Goes in halftime, 1-0.
Second half, Tottenham open with a goal. Romero winning the ball in midfield. Nice little ball to Kulu with a beautiful little run. Dumps it to Son. Nice turning shot for a goal. All started with Romero. Been a revelation for Tottenham's defense.
That challenge was insane.
Yeah, I don't even know what he was doing there.
That was like full speed. Like I'm either winning the ball and then we're going on to score, or I'm getting a straight red.
Yeah. No, he's been for a team that really needed some dynamic quality out of a center back after coming off old man Toby.
Yeah.
Old man Jan,
Yeah, they needed some refreshing.
and the failed prospect that is Davison Sanchez.
Yeah.
They needed something.
And it's got to be said, Kulishevsky turned the game around when he came on. Just
Yes.
brought so much energy to the Tottenham attack.
For sure. Yeah, I mean, they're pretty much buzzing like the entire second half. Leicester kind of pinned in for the most part.
Yeah.
Really had to defend. Son, a little bit of a curler.
Oh, absolute,
little bit of a curler.
absolute filth. And then just jogs off on the celebration like nothing happened. Cool as you like. That was filth.
Leicester do what Wolves could not do and snatch the garbage time goal to make it 3-1. The exact same sequence.
Yes.
Iheanacho with a rip.
Yes.
Cue the goal music. Down 3-1.
Tottenham plays it at their stadium just for the lulz.
Oh, that would be so good.
The disrespect.
Yeah. 3-1 Tottenham, massive victory. Keep pace with the top four.
Yep.
Going for the Champions League spots. Leicester, you're just looking forward to the end of the year. Same with this club we're about to talk about. West Ham playing Arsenal.
Yeah. This is kind of like the second half of the top four challenge against a team that doesn't really care that much anymore.
Yeah, we kind of thought this might be a big one towards the end of the year, but West Ham they punted. And unfortunately, as we found out today, it was not worth as they lose in the semis to Frankfurt.
Well, when you got Aaron Cresswell
Getting a red in the
getting red
18th
cards.
minute.
Guy's mad.
Yeah.
It's not even a mad lad. He's just mad. Into the lineups for West Ham: Fabianski, Cresswell, Zuma,
Kurt the cat kicker.
Kurt the cat kicker.
5 years prison? Still gonna happen? It's on the table.
That'd be great. Justice for cats.
There's just gonna be memes of like rather than a 5-year contract with West Ham, it's like him 5-year contract with prison. He's like signing and they got
Prison
Photoshop
FC.
him. Yeah, Photoshop him in the
The jumpsuit.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah. Then there's like a guard and it's a cat. Smacking him or something.
We'll leave that one for you.
Billy Club.
We'll leave that one for you. Giving him a bonk.
Sufal, Fredericks in the midfield. Fornals, Lanzini, Noble. Shout out Mark Noble. Big ups. Ben Rama, Rice, Jared Bowen.
I was hoping
season.
his last Premier League game was going to be the one that he got a pen in like January or something.
Yeah.
I'm disappointed that they're playing him so much.
For Arsenal, Ramsdale, Gabriel, Rob Holding coming in for the injured Ben White, Benny Blanco. Tomiyasu,
He's back.
he's back, thank goodness. And then Nuno Tavares rounds out the back four. In the midfield, Saka, Odegaard, El Neni, Xhaka, Martinelli coming in for Smith Rowe, and Ring, Eddie Nketiah.
Arsenal able to carry most of the play early on. West Ham's best first chance came from Fornals, but he skied it.
Yeah, the first half I thought was really lacking in quality, just out of both sides, really.
Your guy Eddie Nketiah shot, saved.
Yeah, that was really the first bit of action for Arsenal. 38th minute took.
Yeah, just in general in the game, really, there wasn't much
Yeah.
going on. It's
just
that's
poor
how
play.
the Chelsea West Ham game was too, where it's
yeah,
just like
true.
there's like possession, but it's not really going anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And part of that's just Chelsea because that's how they're playing right now. But it felt like the exact same. Maybe West Ham like lulled their opponents into this. They're just like,
Maybe.
we don't care, and then your team's sitting there and they're playing down to West Ham's level.
Yeah, slow down the pace, but there's a corner after that Nketiah
Yep.
shot that Fabianski saved, and who rises up for their first Premier League goal?
Rob Holding.
None other than Mr. Rob Holding. He's back. He's got a great hairline.
Sam ripped off his Timberwolves hoodie and had his Rob Holding kit on underneath.
That's right. I just want to say I did get a Rob Holding kit a couple of years ago because I'm a big Rob Holding fan. Now everyone is.
I'm a bigger fan. I have his Bolton kit.
everyone's loving Rob Holding, and I say, sorry, he didn't cost £50 million. Yeah, but shortly after, West Ham have a great chance. Rice has a flicked-on header from the corner.
Yep.
Nice save by
Mr. Ramsdale.
Aaron Ramsdale. But
And then-
Arsenal commit the crucial sin.
You can't concede before half, but Mr. Bowen,
Jared Bowen can't
he's
be
too
stopped.
good when he wants to, and he's carrying West Ham's attack as always. A little deflection. I don't get what Gabriel was doing there. It felt strange. It felt like he kind of half committed to it. I don't know.
Yeah.
I felt like he could have done better.
Yeah, can't argue with that.
1-1 at half. Second half, honestly, it was pretty much all Arsenal in the second half.
Yeah.
Same thing. Good shot, leads to the corner. Ensuing corner leads to a back post header. I want you to say right now, thank you, Ryan Fredericks.
Thank you, Ryan Fredericks. I was surprised. I thought they were going to rule this one off for a handball.
Nah, I didn't even think about that.
He raised his arm up when
I
he was
know,
jumping.
but I
and
didn't even
bounced
think
off.
about
Yeah.
that.
I was surprised. Normally they're going like CSI forensic,
Ryan,
like
true.
enhance.
Ryan,
No goal.
Ryan Fredericks, sitting back post, steps up, even though he's the fullback, decides to step up in between like the center backs and like Declan Rice. And he's like, no, I'll just be here. And the back post wide open. Arsenal say thank you very much.
There's a reason why he doesn't
2.
play much.
1. And you know what? From there, it was all Arsenal. They still had a few chances. Your guy Nketiah could not score.
Yeah, he couldn't score, but he was doing a great service by just being the outlet ball.
He's the pace merchant.
And he had some good chances for what they were. Just kind of him.
Yeah, no, I don't know. It's like, I don't know if defenders just like think that he doesn't have speed or what, because it's not even like he's full out sprinting. It feels like it's like 75 to like 90%. He's like coasting
Yeah.
a bit, but yeah, it's very strange because he gets on the end of these sometimes.
Yeah, he's got good movement.
Another chance for him. Could not score.
Could not score.
Ring, ring. No one's there. But ring, ring.
He put in a good shift.
Ring, ring. Arsenal is in 4th place, still ahead of Tottenham, hot on the heels of Chelsea. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
if you being Arsenal, draw with Tottenham, I feel like that's got to be it. Chelsea gets at least 3rd, and then it just comes down to, can you stave off Tottenham from that 4th spot?
Yeah, it's coming down to the wire. This one, not the prettiest game, but definitely a grinded out kind of win.
Yeah, and you need those.
Yeah, for sure.
You need those, especially not just late in the year, but I mean at any point, as long as you're able to get the result. And the
Yeah.
performance wasn't like bad or even mediocre. It just wasn't as good as it can be.
Yeah, they weren't up to kind of the sharpest that they've been at times. On to the next match and
Last
the last
one.
match of the week.
Glory, glory, Brentford United.
We were hoping for the Brentford win at Old Trafford.
Brentford betray. You fucks.
Unfortunately, couldn't quite pull it out. Into the lineups.
Ridiculous.
De Gea, Lindelof, Varane, Delort Telles, Juan Mata. Yes!
Juan Mata and Nemanja Matic in the same midfield.
Legendary.
Getting 3-0 by those guys. It's like getting run by a bunch of old guys at like basketball at the community center.
Maybe the mistake was that Juan Mata should have been in the lineup the whole season.
Well, I've been saying that for how long?
Bruno, Matic, Elanga, McTominay, and CR7 up front. For Brentford, Raya, Ayer, Henry, Jansen, Sorensen, Ruslev, Norgard, Eriksson, Janelt, and Tony and Mbumo up top.
Mboma. Yeah, chances for both sides inside the first 5 minutes. Not able to capitalize on either of them, unfortunately.
Yeah, it could have been a great start
For Brentford.
for Brentford.
But not able to take it. Ronaldo obviously not able to take his for United as well. But Bruno breaks the duck. I brought it to life. I said, hey, buddy, you're playing very stinky right now. You should probably change that. You haven't scored or got an assist in 8 games. What does he do? Comes out.
Yeah, it was really nicely done by
Plays well.
Elanga to get
Square
into
it.
space off of the shoulder of Sorensen and then square it. And really beautiful first-time finish from Bruno.
Yeah. Brentford defense, a little out of sorts. Haven't seen that for a bit. But Brentford, they did respond well. Tony had a good chance, went high.
Yeah. Yeah, they were in the game.
We almost had a Juan Mata goal.
Dude, so close. The bromance between CR7 and Juan Mata was like giving me
We've been
life.
robbed.
I loved it.
We've been robbed this
I
whole
wanted
year.
I wanted a whole season of that because that was brilliant.
Yeah, I thought United's midfield was kind of lackluster in possession at times. But, every once in a while they'd have a spark. They had a nice little counter attack up to CR7 for a goal, but ruled off really close.
Yeah, the
About as
Juan
close as you
Mata
get.
assist.
They're screwing my boy out of goals.
Yeah,
Look at
almost
what
had
they've
the
done to
goal
my
and
boy.
assist.
But United's still able to break well against Brentford in that sequence, which is good to see for United.
Yeah.
1-0 into half. Brentford set piece early. Not able to capitalize again. Ivan Toney, the shank.
Oh, yeah, that was rough.
Top 10 goal scorer, Ivan Toney.
Eriksson,
shank.
it
That was such
can't
a
be
dime.
said how good his set-piece deliveries are. It's insane.
Yeah. Speaking of delivery, Matic with a dime to Bruno, but he can't score. This would have been 3 games in a row with an assist for Matic off a over-the-top dink. Unbelievable.
Nutty.
Tony, another good chance. Should have done better with the shot. At least got it on net this time. Saved by De Gea. Nice little kick save.
Yeah.
The Manu with the width and attack leads to a pen. CR7 gets his goal. And then to wrap it up, Varane seals it.
Yeah, off the corner, scores his first goal in United colors. 3-0, 3 points. Doesn't really matter for either team, but
No.
decent performance out of Brentford.
Yeah, out of Brentford,
Yeah, I thought they played okay.
I guess.
They
could have taken their
Not that
chances.
much, but
I expected the world. You've been playing. You're hotter than hell, Brentford. You were the plucky underdog who then turned into the Goliath
I
to
guess-
slay the David that is Manchester United.
my line of thought is the scoreline said 3-0. It could have been a lot closer than it was.
Yes, this is true. It could have easily been 3-2 or 3-3 for that matter. But
Yeah. And De Gea came up with a couple of big saves too.
true.
So Hank is just a big United fan. He's a Brentford. I suck.
What can I say? Are we ready for the team of the week?
Yeah, let's hear it.
All right. Pickford, Cancelo, Romero, Holding, Cucurella, Basuma, Keita. Take your pick of Brownhill or Cork, whoever you'd like.
Brownhill. I'm a big Brownhill fan.
Yeah, well, it's not often Jack Cork could get in there, so I just thought I'd throw that out there in case.
Top 5 opinion changer.
Ings, Son, and Foden round out the front 3.
It's a pretty good team.
What can you say?
Some real good performances.
Yeah, there really was this week. Hopefully we get some more of that this weekend as it starts off. We got Brentford. We got Southampton. We're getting right into it.
We got another game that means absolutely nothing. I think Brentford will continue their decent run of form.
I'll tell you what, I have full faith that Southampton will find a way to,
Blow this
at
one.
best, draw this.
Yeah.
Yeah, Brentford, a little dip there, but sometimes you gotta go down to go back up.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go with a Brentford 2-0 victory.
I'm going to say 2-1 Brentford. Shane Long getting on the score sheet for
no.
third consecutive start.
No. Burnley, Villa. Can Burnley keep it going at Turf Moor? Villa, a win versus Norwich, but not super convincing. Their attack's still a little left to be desired, could be better.
I have a feeling this is going to be the game that Villa, for no reason whatsoever, just turn it on and score like 4-0.
I don't know about that.
I
can
really
see
want
it.
Burnley to win.
Yeah, I'm going to go with a draw here. I like Villa's midfield a little better, but Burnley's midfield's been playing all right lately. I'm going to go 1-1 draw.
I'm going to keep the faith. I'm going to say 2-1 Burnley. Come on, Burnley.
Chelsea, Wolves, at the Bridge. We might as well
Let's
not even
just
pick
pretend this game doesn't even exist. No.
Yeah, it very well might be. Yeah, I don't know if Neves is the only one playing well for Wolves still. Then
I don't even think he's like fully fit. I mean, he only played 45 minutes.
And he's probably gassed when he's playing. There's so much reliance on João Moutinho. It's ridiculous at this point. We'll go Chelsea 1-0, I guess, and I don't feel good about it.
I think like that's the only possible scoreline.
It's
other
that
than
or
0-0.
goalless draw.
Yeah. I'll say 0-0 just to be different.
Palace, Watford, Selhurst. Can Palace keep the momentum going? It seems like they have. That's their one thing this year, if there's a complaint, is they can't really just keep heating up to keep it going. Even if they put in good performances back-to-back, they don't get a result somehow. Mm-hmm. Can they get some results going here? Maybe close the year on like a 4 out of 5 wins or 5 out of 5.
It would be good to see.
What are you looking for in this matchup?
It would be interesting to see what kind of lineup Palace rolls with if they decide they want to freshen it up a little bit. In terms of Watford, they got to win every game and have other results go their way if they want to stay up.
This kind of does feel a little like a Watford wins out of nowhere for like no reason game.
That doesn't really mean anything.
Yeah, it kind of feels that way. I'm going to say big game, Conor Gallagher. We're going to go 3-2 to Palace.
I'm going to say 2-0 Palace.
I know. You know what? I like that pick better. I'm going to steal your pick and go 2-0. Because I like Palace's defense right now. Guehi has been playing like sneaky good. Brighton, United, at the Amex.
How good are Brighton?
How good and how bad does Cristiano Ronaldo want to pass Mo Salah in goals this year? 6 goals in 3 games. Can he do it?
Oh, he could do it. If anyone can
and
do it.
That's with Salah only scoring like 1 or 2 more, then they'd be tied. I think if Salah scored 2 more, then they'd be tied. So I'm factoring in Ronaldo's aiming for certain numbers so he can get ahead of
It's
Salah.
incalculable.
What are you looking at in this one?
I want to see if Brighton actually can continue their good performances.
I want to see Juan Mata.
I want to see Juan Mata. Juan Mata and CR7 linking up. That'd be wonderful. I think if Brighton are on their game, their midfield should do pretty well against United's midfield. That is quite awful.
I need like a Phil Jones over the top ball to Juan Mata running in behind, and then he squares it to CR7 for a tap in.
Dude, legendary. Let's go. Let's go.
I'm going to go with a 1-1 draw here.
I'm going to say 2-1 United.
Okay. I don't like picking United. I never feel good about it. Liverpool, Tottenham at Anfield.
It's a big one.
It feels like Tottenham would win this game and then lose to, I don't know who they play next, but they would lose that game. And then it's just Tottenham.
Yeah.
Very Tottenham-esque.
I was thinking along the same lines. I was thinking, of course, this would be the game that Tottenham wins.
Or even this is the game Liverpool lose out of nowhere because Tottenham do Tottenham things. Like Liverpool still, their defense has definitely looked better. I know people have been, really high on it this whole year, but, me and Sam are on to you, Liverpool. You have holes in your defense.
Yeah, especially on the counter.
Yeah, Tottenham can do it. They can do it to City. They can do it to Liverpool.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
With that said, I'm going to go 2-1 Liverpool.
I'm going to say 3-2 Spurs.
All right, here comes Arsenal Leeds. Will Sam's team bow down to Leeds to make sure that Sam's guy, Jesse Marsh, stays in the Premier League.
Sacrifice 4th place.
What are you looking at?
I want to see a little better performance out of Arsenal. Score some goals.
You could play better against Leeds than West Ham.
Leeds. Don't want to be conceding any crap goals or any good goals for that matter either. I'd like a nice clean sheet. I'd like to see
That's not going to happen.
a replication of City's 4-0.
That's not going to happen. It's going to be 4-2 Arsenal.
It's not a bad scoreline.
Jack Harrison getting a goal. Rodrigo a goal to prove your point. And then I'm thinking someone's getting a brace for Arsenal. I don't know if it's Odegaard or... All right. All right. I was leaning towards it. Let's go 4-2. Leicester, Everton. We got to fire through these. There's so many games.
There's a lot of games.
Leicester, Everton, King Power. This game might be the worst game of the year. There's potential for it.
It could be. But Everton, they'll be pressing.
Leicester's going to have to hold the ball.
Yeah.
How about that?
I don't know. I feel like Everton's going to win this game.
I have that feeling too, and that's why I don't feel great about it. I'm going to go with a 1-0 Everton victory.
Yeah, I'm going to say 1-0 Anthony Gordon getting on the score sheet.
Norwich, West Ham.
Another game that means absolutely nothing.
Can West Ham be motivated to beat Norwich, or will Norwich get a sneaky win out of nowhere just to pass Watford?
I feel like maybe a 1-1.
I'm going to go 2 goals is a lot for West Ham. It's a lot right now. 2-1 West Ham.
Yeah.
City, Newcastle at the Etihad. How'd Newcastle get Liverpool and City?
Yeah,
Newcastle
that's a
better be
rough go.
thanking their lucky... They better be thanking God, counting their lucky stars that they're not in a relegation fight right now. Because if you got Liverpool and City at the end of the year, you'd be done. I don't know. I thought Newcastle's defense played fine. They just had one moment where it kind of slipped from them. But at the Etihad, I'm going to say City has to grind out a... We'll go 2-0. I'll say they'll get a stupid penalty call or something. But it should be like 1-0.
I'm going to say 2-1 City.
I don't think Newcastle's attack can be any worse in this game, too.
True.
Villa, Liverpool.
Stevie G Derby. What if Stevie G was the one to lose Liverpool the title race?
That would be funny.
That would be funny.
At Villa Park. They played a little too conservative against Liverpool that first time they met. Liverpool, maybe a little rotation. I'm still going to go with them. I don't like Villa's defense. Every once in a while it's a little leaky. We'll go 3-0.
I'm going to say 2-0 Liverpool.
Villa. Edit that. He picked Villa.
Villa.
He picked Villa.
Yeah.
Leeds, Chelsea, Elland Road. Is this the game Leeds win to stay up?
Could be. Could be.
I think it might be. I don't want to pick it because that's very risky, picking Leeds and then they don't show up.
Yeah, then the egg is on your face.
I thought the Leeds were good.
And turns out they suck.
It turns out they suck.
Turns out they suck. Conceding 4 goals to Chelsea. When Chelsea can't
Timo
even be
Werner
bothered.
happens. He hits the post.
All his goals, all his offside goals and hitting the post, they're all going to accumulate to him actually scoring those goals.
Yeah, this one, I'm going to go, fuck it. I'm going to do it. 2-1 Leeds.
All right, I'm going to say 4-0 Chelsea. Timo Werner, 4 goals.
Leicester, Norwich, King Power.
It's gotta
You know
be a
what sucks
0-0.
for Leicester, too, is I feel like all these games at the end of the year, like at home, think if they were actually good,
Yeah,
and it's like, oh, we have a bunch of home matches against bad teams at the end of the year. Thank God.
yeah.
Too bad you sucked early in the year. Yeah, we're going to go
Would have just been that much worse when they blow 4th place.
2-1. We're going to go 2-1 to get some goals.
I'm saying 0-0.
Watford, Everton, Vicarage Road. If you're even alive by this time, Watford, it's like a VHS tape of like a guy who's about to be deceased, and he's like talking to his family. He's like, if you're if you're here doing that, yeah, Watford, if you're alive, and this is your will, I don't know where I'm going with this, but you're gonna lose anyways.
Yeah.
Everton's gonna win 1-0.
Yeah.
No, you know what? Draw.
Everton 2-1.
1-1 draw. Wolves, City at the Molineux. City got to grind this one out.
I feel like this would
If
be
City-
a pretty easy City win.
I don't know. There's something about like if Wolves just sit back, they're going to be really good at doing that.
I feel like Wolves' defense has dropped off.
It has, but if they're just absolutely parking the bus, it'll probably be fine. I'm going to say 1-0 City.
I'll say 3-0 City.
Tottenham, Arsenal. Why is this on a Thursday?
You tell me. I don't know.
I get you got to get the games in, but couldn't you flex something else? I don't know.
Literally anything. Make it happen.
North London Derby at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium.
Yeah, like one of the most important North London derbies in many years, and it's on Thursday. Ugh.
Thursday
Rude.
night football.
Rude for us
Thursday.
people who have to work during the day.
Thursday night football, baby. Yeah, this will be the one that we actually take time to dissect. What are you feeling about this?
I'm very concerned about Tottenham on the counter. I think they could cause issues for Arsenal's defense, who at times can look a little shaky, especially Nuno Tavares. That is, the thought of him going against Tottenham's counterattack concerns me greatly.
I'm thinking 2-2. I think that they excel at different stuff, and it's going to balance out. I feel like there's going to be a big Kulishevsky game brewing here.
Yeah.
I feel like he's a guy that's going to be very dangerous against Arsenal.
Mm-hmm.
As far as Arsenal go, I still believe in their attack. I won't lose faith in that. Their defense scares me at times. But
Yeah.
that's sometimes when it's a lot of times, I should say rather. It feels like it's when they have the lead and they kind of get like lackadaisical.
Mm-hmm.
It's not so much when it's like 0-0 and then they just like get caught out. It's a different kind of.
Yeah.
Even though they did do that in their probably last real big game, well, before the Chelsea one was probably that Wolves game, right? Would you say that? Probably the last like big game.
Yeah, they were
And they were
getting caught out.
So who knows? But I'm going to go 2-2.
I'm going to say 3-2 Tottenham.
Oh, the anti-jinx.
No.
And he gives a cheeky grin.
No.
Yep.
No, I would never.
Yes.
I would never. Nothing but unbiased opinion. That's why
This
I predicted
man.
Timo Werner to score four
Yes.
goals.
Yes. Because you love Chelsea and Timo Werner.
Yeah, true.
Do you have a prediction other than Shane Long and Timo Werner?
I think
An actual one?
I think that's.
You got to throw one out for
I did say Anthony Gordon's going to score
against Leicester?
against Leicester. Maybe against Watford, too. Who knows?
No, the guy who scores against Watford will be.
Richarlison.
Oh, I was thinking someone really unexpected. But you're thinking Richarlison and Doucouré goals?
Yeah, the revenge game.
I was thinking like a Seamus Coleman or
Solomon Rondon.
yes, Mikolenko banger.
There's no way he can get the ball near the net. You put him on the 1 yard line, he'd still miss.
Folks, that is it
That's
for
it.
this episode of the podcast. Check us out next week. Should be
Big
coming out
episode.
Friday, May 13th. We'll be live again, dropping the hottest,
Episode.
most epic fire episode of all time. And that's a guarantee.
For real, no cap.